Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Let's Play the Stanley Parable. In our last episode, we quote-unquote beat the game, but now we're starting at the very beginning and trying to see if we can see what other secrets lie in this game, because I heard there's a bunch of things here that can be done. That was just one way to quote-unquote complete the game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What happens if we don't do everything that the narrator tells us to? I'm curious. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wrong.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes, perhaps. Okay, so there's still a bunch of rooms that we can't... All these rooms that I wanted to explore and I can't explore. Disappointing game. The lounge. Okay.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Can I use the soda machine? I guess not.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
They're nice paintings. Don't tell me you don't have an appreciation for art, Mr. Narrator, sir. One thing
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Thanks a lot, Narrator. One thing that I kinda am disappointed in about this game is...
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Is that you can't really pick up very many objects or examine them at all, unlike, say, Gone Home. Like, yeah, you can look around, but the lack of manipulating objects is, you know, I think would have added. I mean, I'm curious to find out what these documents say. Although Mr. Narrator might be a little upset. Or, you know, pick up this mug. Yeah, that's one thing about this game that I, after playing Gone Home, is kind of glaring to me. So.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
First door on his left. I'm just gonna disobey every single thing that he says. Just everything.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not lie. If you're lying right now, stop. Yeah, see, there's all these objects that I really would like to manipulate. What kind of an office building was this? Warning. I wish I could read that warning sign. Maybe I'll go outside this way. But it is interesting that doors close behind you, because it pretty much is. I mean, it's linear, but it's not linear. Like, it's non-linear in the sense that you can choose different paths. It's linear that once you choose a path, then that's it. Which I guess is the same as a lot of RPGs. Like, once you make a choice, you gotta go with whatever that choice takes you. Go with whatever that choice. Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Can I jump off?
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Nice. Great. Okay, where am I now? I'm back here again. Okay, so let's...
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah,
What could it mean?
I know.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna go back to where I was, and
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open...
Yeah.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yes.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
right.
Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
I love your...
But eager to get back to business,
Yes.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I don't want to get back to business. I just want to go through this and see what happens if I don't
Stanley
kill
was so
myself.
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
All right.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
For her.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
I think you're barking up the wrong tree, sir. How do you know Stanley's not interested in him? Did you ever think about that, Mr. Narrator, sir? Did you ever think about that? Huh? Apparently not. No response. I figured. And it's just like, it's things that you say, like, it's that kind of stuff that keeps me from wanting to listen to you, Mr. Narrator, sir. You make all these assumptions about There's a...
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Do I have a choice? Can I unplug the phone?
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Yep.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action.
I don't want
How is that
a wife.
even possible?
I don't want a wife.
None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
Oh.
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
What? Oh.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house.
Oh my god.
Which choice would you make?
Oh my god.
Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with
What?
a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack.
What? My goodness, is it 4:30?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process.
What?
Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
What the?
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction.
What?
But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
What? Oh. But this is a pretty neat looking room. Stop. This is pretty... This is random. How did these things get on top of each other? What? Alright, where are you leading me, Mr. Narrator Man? Fine, I'm supposed to go to this elevator now.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
Nice.
We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
I love how they added the fencing so I don't jump off to my death again. Oh, and they even added it here. That's great. Oh, that's great. Oh, it's so clever. So clever. The door's open again. Now what? Now what? What are you doing? Are you making me go through? Oh, it's not even giving me a choice. It's making...
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Great. And it's going to be interesting because we already know what the quote-unquote right way...
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
Oh, no.
All right.
Oh, no.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yoink!
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
No. Perhaps we're not. No! Get me out of this! No! I don't want to follow the narrator man. He's evil. Help! Help! No! 78907. Oh, jeez. This is weird. We don't have a choice. What happens if I go back in here again? Come on. Alright, alright. The narrator guy is giving me no choice. Fine. Are you happy? Are you happy, Mr. Narrator Man? Mr. Narrator Man.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely?
No.
To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down.
No.
I have to. I have to.
No. Narrator man. What? Narrator man? Oh. Now look what you did. Oh, hello. What the heck? Mr. Narrator man.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
Oh.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
We're back
I'm
here
quite
again.
sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
I'm gonna do this
he
again.
entered the door on his left.
I wonder if he's gonna get upset if I do this again.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Oh.
Behave exactly as
Oh, I
Stanley
pressed
would.
shift.
That means choosing
Gotcha.
responsibly and always putting
Alright,
the
I pressed-
story first.
I pressed
I'm
shift
quite sure you'll
accidentally
be up
and
to
that
the
got me
task.
back here.
Just follow my lead and you'll be
Alright,
fine.
let me get back to where I was before.
When Stanley
Yeah,
came
I'll
to a
meet you
set
guys
of 2
to
open doors,
when-
he entered
I'll
the
meet you
door
guys
on
to where
his
we were
left.
before.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Oh, I
Behave
didn't hit
exactly
shift.
as Stanley would. That means
Oh,
choosing
I
responsibly
gotcha. I
and
thought
always
what happened
putting
was
the
I hit
story
shift and-
first. I'm
okay,
quite
no.
sure you'll be up to the
'Cause I did
task.
hit shift
Just
and
follow
then
my lead and you'll
Got
be
it,
fine.
got it.
All
So
right.
the game is like
When Stanley
forcing
came to
me.
a set of 2 open doors, he entered the
very
door
well
on his
played.
left.
I'm just gonna test my theory one more time. I'm pretty sure.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Yeah. Okay. The narrator's
Behave
controlling
exactly
it.
as Stanley
That's
would.
so clever.
That means
He's
choosing
controlling it so
responsibly
that I
and always
am
putting
in
the
a
story
constant loop
first.
until
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
until I actually do
Just
what I'm
follow
supposed
my
to
lead
do.
and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
Fine.
left.
I'm only doing this because I'm bored of going into that other door. Are you gonna give me the same thing? Oh. Alright.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office,
Yeah.
hoping he might find an answer there.
Yeah, I know.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I can't go downstairs. Oh, did they take the stairs? I could have sworn there was a staircase down here, and I think they removed it. Could have sworn that. So they're taking away all those choices. Okay. Interesting. It's interesting, you know, playing this after I already played it the quote-unquote right way. This is interesting.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this.
This is different.
Until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it.
It's different.
Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shock 115. I said it. Night Shock 115. Yeah, this is a completely different room from what I was in before. This is... Huh.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
I'm gonna see if it's gonna open it for me anyway. If the override or whatever it
I'm
was.
sorry, is there a problem?
What? Huh?
You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Night Shock 115. There, I said it. I said it.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Oh no.
When Stanley came to a set of two open
Hey,
doors,
look.
he entered the door on his left.
Oh, this is... So there's Stanley.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door.
The end.
Are you listening?
Thank you
to
for
me?
playing the Stanley Parable. Nice.
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me?
Kevin Brighting.
Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please.
Aww.
Choose. Do something.
Aww.
Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Kevin Brighting. Oh, Kevin Brighting, you're brilliant, sir. Brilliant voice actor. Okay, so it looks like that was another way to beat the game. That was awesome. Oh, this thing has so many surprises. I can see now why people told me that you just have to go in without knowing anything about the game. So, I think I'm gonna play this again from the beginning. So, until next time, folks, love yourselves and love each other.